Hi guys, it's Carlos and Antonio here, Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and today we're doing just a chill out sort of interview to each other really. So I'll be asking Antonio several questions and Antonio will be asking me several questions. We'll be kind of like Q&A each other really. Obviously, as you guys know, the fitness industry has exploded, so there's loads of different information out there. And we obviously are bombarded with questions every single day, so these kind of live videos are fantastic to kind of give us and give you the feedback of people and the questions what people tend to ask and answers that we so-called trainers and instructors out there happy to answer to the best of our ability. So over to Antonio. He's got a couple of questions.
So my first one is how is going to the gym without a plan going to affect your gains or your whole workout altogether?
Yeah, obviously going to the gym without a plan is very much going on a journey without a map. Obviously you've got to have some sort of structure, and that don't mean obviously you need to have a plan that's going to make you Mr. Olympia within 12 days, but having a plan is very important because obviously it's going to structurize your training, your sets, your reps, and it's going to help you to build the physique in the right way. I advise everyone to have a plan. However, there is a lot of people that train and sometimes even get results without a plan. You know, it depends on a lot of variables, but I definitely advise anyone that wants to obviously get gains and basically get results quicker than ever is to get a plan. Obviously there's a lot of other variables, but getting a plan is very vital.
Perfect. Another one. So how is the meal before your workout or after your workout going to impact your whole diet? So let's say before your workout you eat a protein shake, you drink a protein shake, and at night time you like junk food. Does that before workout meal gonna help you in a way if you still eat the wrong things throughout the whole day?
Obviously having the workouts, having a meal, I'm kind of confused there, but you mean having
what matters the most, before or after workout meal, all meals over the whole day?
Further away there, I mean obviously that's everything's important, obviously not just the pre-workout, not just the post-workout, not just the throughout the day. It's every single thing that you have makes an impact. Now from an energy point of view, obviously if you don't have a pre-workout for instance, and you like say for instance you've kind of like starved for 4 or 5 hours, obviously your glycogen levels ain't going to be up there, so in terms of levels, energy levels are going to be low, so that's very vital.
A lot of people ask, what am I supposed to eat after a workout, and then ask what you're going to have for dinner, and they say like, oh, I'm going to go and get some pizza.
No, that's completely wrong. Obviously, let's say if you had an awesome workout and you have an awesome pre-workout and you have an awesome diet, and then all of a sudden you have pizza after training, it's not realistic, because the reason why I say that is because obviously the nutrition value of a pizza is very little. So obviously after training you need nutrients, so obviously it's not advisable to have pizza. No, it's not. So that's very vital for us to understand that pizza for training is not good.
So how is the weight that you use, or like if you use barbells or kettlebells or dumbbells, how is that going to affect the muscle you're working? So for example, chest, if you want to work your chest in different ways, if you do a barbell, bench press, a push-up, or dumbbell bench press,
yeah,
how is that going to affect in terms of chest muscle? So excluding the core muscles and everything, only on your chest area, how is that going to affect?
As an isolation, obviously if you use, for instance, as an example, a barbell only has a certain level of say for instance range of motion. So obviously with dumbbells you get a lot better range of motion. You activate a lot of myofibrils. However, if you're constantly working on dumbbells, it's very important to then mix it with say barbells, and then mix it with say bodyweight exercise, and then mix it with maybe some machine work. There's forever this debate on what is it, dumbbells better than barbells, is barbells better than machines. From my experience, in the best way I can answer that, I think everything's got its own place, but I think the mixture of everything makes great, because then you get a variation. Whichever exercise you like to do, the biggest thing I like to say is, one is how you do it, two is the frequency with the time, how often do you do it. then the intensity, and then now you then focus on that particular concentric and eccentric contraction, because it's, anyone can go and say, all right, I'm doing a push-up, but are you doing the push-up for what? Is it for your triceps? Is it for your shoulders? Is it for your chest? Are you doing it properly? Because the tempo in what you do things makes a huge difference, you know. And a lot of time people get confused with that. They think, oh well, yes, I'm doing this particular exercise, but I'm not getting the right results. And 9 times out of 10, it's just the way you do it. You know, it's not just the exercise, because anyone can jump and do an exercise, but whether they're doing the exercise correctly and often enough to get the right results, that's the biggest thing.
So how do we know when we should change it from a barbell to a push-up?
Well, look, you could sit here with 10, 100, 1,000 different experts, and then no one will be able to tell you when you need to stop it, because there's no such as well, by the way, I've done barbell for say a year, now is the time to change, or I've done barbell work for 2 days, now it's time to change. I mean, the biggest thing I can tell you from experience is, I mean, obviously you got to give time. Say for instance, if you do some barbell work for say, I don't know, 6 weeks to 12 weeks, then you can start adapting, maybe perhaps some supersetting there. But if you give yourself 2 or 3 days of barbell and all of a sudden say, oh, it's not working, you ain't gonna. You see, building a body is something that takes time, and not just the exercises. Is your nutrition, is your rest, is your genetics, is your supplementation list, it's everything. So there's so many variables there. You could change your training program every single day, if you like, and you could train with the best trainers in the world, providing your diet's poor and you've got bad genetics and you don't take any supplements, you ain't gonna grow. You know, simple as that. And there's other people that could not change the training at all, do the same training for a long period of time, but they've got good diet, good training, good supplementation, and they're growing. So there's so many things sometimes that variables play a big part.
So what is the most important thing that you should consider in growing? So is it like what is the most important? Like mental, your training, your diet, your day-to-day physical activity, like your lifestyle as well. So what should be on top of everything?
Everything. Because what I always call it the 4 wheels, don't I? I mean, I do the training, the supplementation, the diets, and the aerobic exercise. Those 4 things have to be there, because if you have the best training in the world, but then you haven't got enough nutrition, or your nutrition's poor, then you're not going to do it. You could have the best nutrition in the world, but your training's poor, you ain't going to go. And then, you know, like if you want to look leaner and you look muscular for the beach, or maybe contest or pre-contest, if you're not doing cardio, forget it. You know, some people can tell you loads of different sort of stories. Oh yeah, but my friend did it. Look, I mean, you can speak to experts that done it year in, year out, day in, day out. They'll tell you those are the 4 things they measure. Obviously, on top of that, then you've got obviously a lot of other things, obviously, which are drugs that people take, which is obviously, that's not the video for us to talk about that sort of stuff, but a lot of people take a lot of substances out there. I'm not here to, I always say this, I'm not here to say drugs are not right or drugs are right. I'm just saying I'm quite neutral in that sort of aspect. It's fair play for people that do it, and if you don't want to take it, I don't take it myself. That's my personal choice. I'd like to do it naturally, but that's just me. But I'm not saying I'm right.
Well, that's all for me.
Cool. So I've got a couple of questions for Antonio. So Antonio, you've qualified not long ago now.
Yeah.
So you are a qualified instructor as well as a qualified personal trainer. So Antonio is a level 3 qualified personal trainer. What do you enjoy from your job as a trainer?
As a trainer, what I enjoy the most is being able to help other people. Because when I grew up, I was like a really skinny guy, so even more than I am now. And it was really hard. My confidence was really low. My, being able to talk freely with people, to feel at the same level with others, that was like my biggest thing. I was really shy and everything. So going to the gym and building some confidence as well, interacting to more people, helped me a lot along the way. And even when I came in the UK, because I'm from Romania, so when I came in the UK, it was almost a depressive point of my life. And when I went to the gym, obviously all those things kind of went away, because I started training. I enjoyed it. It took a lot of my time as well.
That's good.
Made me more focused on what I'm supposed to do with my life. My how I should plan things for long term, short term. So all this sports mentality helped me a lot in my life. So I want to be able to teach others the same thing. Even obviously, it depends how into the sports are people. Because some might do it for a few weeks, for years. Either the case, I would still like to help them as much as I can and be the best for them.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's a very organic sort of question, because obviously he didn't know what I was asking. I was going to ask him that. I thought I was going to ask him how to perform a bench press, so he kind of got him out of his comfort zone. And this is great to obviously ask. Obviously, for people probably that are watching this, obviously sometimes the fitness industry can be a bit of a scary sort of industry when you go in, because people don't know what they're getting themselves into. But one thing I like about this job, and organic as it was, Antonio kind of like answered there, which is helping people. And this is, we are very sort of, if you like, spoiled in this sort of industry, because we are at the root to help people physically, mentally, and sometimes that helps them spiritually too. And this is what I like about the job that we do. We're just not trainers, we're coaches. We help, we inspire. And one thing a lot of people forget is, imagine, like, say we live in a lifestyle now that people are extremely stressed. They go to work and a lot of times they hate what they're doing, and they hate the people they're working with, and they may go home and they've got terrible relationships with the partners, and sometimes they've got kids and it's too much, and their only escape sometimes is going to the gym.
Exactly. And
going to the gym a lot of the times is almost like, you feel like the sacred sort of an hour that they've got, 2 hours or they've got, if they're lucky. And then having the right people at the gyms and helping people, the likes of trainers and instructors, and helping you, I mean, it's so vital. And I think sometimes I see in this industry a lot of like people that take this sort of role for granted, and they take the piss, and they don't really care about people, and they just casually just do a job because, and I think it's a big problem here, because I think we should really take care and take pride and give that extra service as well to people, and listen to people more than anything. Because I hear sometimes people think, oh yeah, I want to be a trainer because I look good now, and then yes, of course, looking good is great, and yes, of course, feeling better is great. But remember, people come to you a lot of the times, they're timid people, they're very shy, they've never been in the gym before. The last thing on their mind is having a six-pack. So 9 times out of 10, all they want is feel a bit better, move a little bit better, feel better about themselves. And sometimes really is having people that can listen to them. And that's one of the biggest things I would say, in terms of like guys that, like Antonio, and this obviously Antonio knows this conversation. I've had this conversation with him many times. I tried to coach him and help him. I've got 20 years of experience doing this job, so I know a thing or two, not just how to get people into top shape, but also how to coach people. And this is one of the things I see all the time. A lot of people get into this industry for the completely wrong reasons, and that's one thing I always say to these guys: remember, you're here to inspire, you're here to coach. So I've got another question for Antonio. So the people you see in the gym, obviously there is beginners, there's advanced, there is obviously intermediate, if you like. What is the thing that you see in the gym that is most common mistaken for people? When they come to the gym, what do you think people see? What do you see that is predominantly wrong in people that come to the gym?
First one is, I think it's the social media as well, because you see, like, even on Instagram, you see pictures like you're supposed to do 3 sets or 5 sets or 20 reps or 15 reps, and they don't actually know how is that going to help them, or why they're doing it. Or when you ask them, they just say, well, I've seen this on Instagram, I've seen this on Google. They don't actually know why, and how is that going to help them in the future.
Yeah.
Or why you're supposed to bench from a certain angle or not. They just do it because that's how they've been told.
Sure. So would you say that people kind of like more copy?
Yeah, a lot of that. And when they see someone doing it a bit different, it might be more effective. They don't really know that, but they start criticizing that person. They might have more knowledge or less. I don't have an example right now, but it's you have to see the good thing from an exercise and the bad things as well. You don't have to go, oh, I've never seen that one, that's wrong. you
Sure.
you have to see the good bits and the bad bits. So
I mean, that's one thing obviously Antonio just touched on. Obviously, you know, Instagram is fantastic. I mean, it's really kind of like, if you like, put a lot of people on a map. And obviously fantastic to obviously broadcast how you're doing, and there's some really positive things, but there are also really negative things. But one thing I kind of see, which is touching on people trying to maybe doing different things, but a lot of things I see people doing in being innovative, which is great, but there's being innovative and there's being silly. And we actually talking about this the other day with Antonio. There's such a grey area between innovation and stupidity, and it's such a grey area a lot of the times, because I mean, you've got guys doing exercises that, one, they're dangerous, and will anyone do that particular exercise for the result that they really want? You know, a lot of times almost like a circus act, rather than a particular exercise that it really is effective and is going to obviously give you the if you like, the results in the long term. I mean, one of the biggest things I would say is, don't take me wrong, I mean, training doesn't have to be boring, and some of the guys might say, oh, so does that mean obviously I just got to stick to all I know, which is the compound exercises, the boring exercises? No, you don't. I mean, there's many ways of skinning a cat, but one of the things is there's a fine line between being boring, being very innovative and effective, and being completely in another scale, which is completely, I mean, I've seen guys doing things in gyms, honestly, I know there's the gym sort of pranks and the gym sort of what they call the crazy clips in gyms and stuff like that. They call it gym fuckery or whatever they call it, and there is some crazy stuff, and believe it or not, a lot of these people, you know, they're not they're messing about, but they're actually not pretending, they actually think those exercises are effective. And it's kind of scary. So we've seen it all, obviously. And then, I mean, this kind of guy sometimes, you know, it's funny. It's funny to see these people, but a lot of times you can actually really injure yourself. So one of the biggest things is keep it simple, keep it effective, and as long as you keep it simple. So basically, who we are, guys, just to finish off our video, we had a bit of a camera problem, but it's Antonio and Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again. And check us out on Instagram, which is Carlos Trainer 10, and Antonio's Instagram, which is
Antonio.train.
Cool. And check out Jets 24/7 at Erdington, which is a fantastic gym, of which we are there to help you become your greatest version. So with all that said, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Take care. Bye bye.